Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. I've got a speed build here for you guys today. This is it's a abandoned Victorian house that I found online. I've got a picture that I'm going to put up here in a second. But it was just, I'm not sure if it's actually something that someone drew or if it's an actual house that was abandoned. But it's pretty neat. I do love Victorian houses. They're definitely one of my favorites. So I figured I'd try and recreate it here in The Sims and see how well it could do. I think for the most part it turned out pretty great. The tower was definitely a bit of an issue here and there. Um, and the porch roofing, as always, is always gonna something's gonna clip. It's just the way The Sims is. But I mean, you guys know that you play, so it just likes to clip. That's just how it is. Um, but yeah, I decided to build it in Strangerville. I guess just I like the background scenery here. I know the terrain paint doesn't match up with the front of this lot, which is annoying, but the lighting's pretty decent. I just love that background in the environment. Just, it reminds me a lot of southern Utah. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been through there, but it is gorgeous. Um, that whole area is just, I love traveling through there. It's one of my favorite places to visit. But here at the porch, it's not too bad with the columns. The columns were the easy part. Getting the roof on there was just a nightmare, especially around the tower. Getting that octagonal piece to actually fit at the same height, but not clip on the inside, but it still clips on the inside because it's just how The Sims is. It likes to clip. So you'll see that. I think I included it later. I had a little part with that balcony at the door where I wanted to open that part up to the hallway at the top where the stairs are, but the octagonal piece of that roof just clipped and clipped and clipped, so I ended up having to close it off with a little wall and a little archway into it. But for the most part, the roof it mostly matches up with what I wanted it to do. I know that that piece there just clips a little bit on the corners, but I mean, it is what it is. You're never gonna get an exact replica with The Sims 4. It's just not gonna work with how the game is right now. But who knows? Maybe one day when we get The Sims 5, that might get us a little closer to being able to replicate houses that we find on, Pinterest and Instagram and all over the internet. I know for this one, it was me and one of my friends. We were actually on Discord together, and we were looking up haunted houses because I was really excited with the paranormal pack that had just come out when I was first building this, and I mean we both were just big Halloween fans. It's favorite holiday, absolutely my favorite holiday. So we decided to look up different haunted houses and different abandoned houses, and a lot of it was like art that people have drawn, and a lot of it was just really cool. I've got a couple other ones that I really want to build, though I don't know how well they're going to translate into The Sims, but we'll see. But inside, I don't know what the actual drawing would have looked like on the inside. I'm assuming pretty haunted, pretty creepy. I decided to make it mostly livable. It's a little. I wanted to carry the brightness and the lightness of the like the siding, that light blue siding, and the white on some of the roof pieces inside, and kind of keep the gray floors and the lighter walls for the most part, and make it mostly livable. Um, there is a nursery upstairs that's maybe not so livable, but we won't actually watch that probably. I think I cut that part out. There were a few pieces I cut out for this build because it took me quite a while. I did it over a couple sessions. But the kitchen, I do like having a kitchen with an island. It's one of my favorite things, and I like having this little window here too. I ended up using, I think it was, yeah, the planter from the Seasons pack, I believe it is, and then putting a little flowers and bushes from landscaping in there. I like to shrink those down and put them in, just brighten it up a little bit, because the plants that come with it, it's either, I think it's either that like really bright red swatch, or it's just the basic green. There's no like little flowers or anything. But we're skipping over to the dining room here, and I did try to use that avocado rug because it's a really awkward little corner there, but I think I ended up switching it out. I'm pretty sure I did. I think I went with one of the circular rugs. Yeah, it looks like, which one are we gonna pick here? Okay, yeah, I did switch it out. But sometimes you gotta try some of the more quirky rugs. See if they'll fit, if they'll work or not. Most part they usually don't, but every now and then they do. And ooh, those planters, the hanging plants from the paranormal pack, I love those. They are so cute and so useful. And that china cabinet, I never really use that big one. I usually don't have space because I build generally not small, not tiny houses, but definitely more uh, like a standard size house where it's just, the average type of house like what I live in, where there's just not the space for that in a dining room. I mean, we've got it's like a china hutch in ours, and it's right up against the wall and back up against one of the chairs, and it does not fit. We still have it because we've got like two sets of my grandmother's like old dishes in there, but it does not fit. We can't get into the cabinets without moving the table or anything else. It's just kind of a mess. But we're moving on to the bathroom back here. I didn't really know what else to do with this spot behind the stairs, and I knew we needed a bathroom downstairs. So I ended up just tucking it behind the stairs. It's a little bit of an awkward shape, but I do like the sort of like the brown and like cream yellow sort of colors that I ended up going with in here. I think it's pretty nice. It's different than what I normally would do, but it turned out pretty nice. I like using those curtains. I never actually get to use those particular color swatches on it, but I figured now, why not? I'm doing yellow and brown, so they fit pretty well. And then the living room, I did skip over a little part there. I went back and forth so much with what wallpaper to use, what rugs to use, and I really wanted to use some of the paranormal stuff in this one just because I'm building in Strangerville. It's an old Victorian that is based off of an abandoned haunted house, so if it's fitting to use the paranormal stuffs pack. Like, why wouldn't you? But I ended up switching out the rug, I think. Or no, did I go back? I went back and forth with it a lot, guys. So much. I did use the wall lights, though. I do like those wall lights. I think I ended up shrinking them down, and those curtains, oof, I love those curtains. They're some of my favorite in the game. But most of this room is definitely paranormal stuff pack. So if you've got that, it's pretty much almost all in this house. I think I even ended up putting a seance table out in the backyard. Pretty sure I did. I think I switched out what I originally had in this one spot that you'll see later on. But it is definitely a lot of paranormal stuff back here. Um, we've got the entryway. I just wanted to put just a little bit in there to sort of fill up that space. We're back to the living room. Okay. I switched around a lot with my recording. I depends on the build. Sometimes I'll go room to room, but a lot of the times I bounce around with whatever idea I've got at that moment. I know I put a bookcase here in this corner. It was just the perfect little cubby hole to actually fit one and make it look like it's a built-in. Um, and I put a lot of, scratches and little tears in the wall and stuff. It's an older house. It, was formerly abandoned, maybe a little haunted. So, you gotta make it at least look like it's a little aged. I skipped over that one room over there. You can see with the pink walls. It's just a little tiny bump out room. It's just got a chest table in there and a couple little plants and things. But that little dresser table from Paranormal, I love that. Just everything with that pack is just so gorgeous. Like the style, even most of the swatches. Like there's some of them in other stuff packs and things that they're just ridiculous color combinations and everything. But that yellow, I love what they did with the yellow. And this bedroom is probably my favorite one I've done in a long time. It's for a teen, maybe like a younger teen, probably, like 13 or 14. But this kid is definitely not going to be sad to be living in Strangerville. Definitely got a darker alien magic sort of theme going on in here. And I think it is the spider web wallpaper from the Halloween pack. Is it Spooky Day pack? I forget the exact name, but I've never actually used that wallpaper before. But I was going for something blue, something a little magic-y, creepy, a little supernatural for this particular kid's room. And that one just stuck out. I didn't even know that swatch for that particular wallpaper was a thing, but I knew I wanted to use those posters and do something a little dark, a little more black and gray, and that sort of preteen, young teen, angsty, slightly goth, slightly punk vibe that I know I went through when I was that age. It was definitely just one of those things I think a lot of kids go through at that age. You just get into the alternative styles and alternative mindset, and it's just, I mean, I still am for a lot of it for music and everything, but we're moving on to the master bedroom. Um, and I went back and forth with this one a lot, like I did with the living room, um, figuring out where to put the bed and what curtains to use, and then what rug, because it's not the most awkwardly shaped room, but it's definitely a little on the weird side. Um, but I did end up figuring it out eventually. It was just there's no good way to put end tables on both sides, so I ended up just doing one on this left hand side here. I figure, that's good enough. That's where the baby is if you end up using a baby with this build, but we're jumping around a little bit. I moved over. I put in a bedroom for a toddler. This house is technically 4 bedrooms, um, 2 baths, but we don't talk about that one bedroom there with the pink wallpaper. And I pretty sure I cut that from the build because it's just a little bit of a creepy, damaged, messed up former nursery, and that's why the baby is sleeping with the parents in their room. But the toddler's got a cute little nursery here. I really wanted to use that penguin wallpaper. I love to use that one. And that purple swatch, I never really used the purple one, but purple is definitely one of my favorite colors. That and green, my two favorites. Um, but I wanted to just do something light and bright that goes with the rest of the house and with the flooring and just keeping it, pretty simple. There's just some basic things in there, a bookshelf, a little chair so the kid can read, get up that imagination skill with all those little toddler books. And I love that panda lamp. I don't use it too much because it usually just doesn't go with the color scheme that I'll do in like a toddler's room or a nursery, but and this one, it seemed to fit. It was time to use it. It's been a while. I wanted to use it, so I did. And I really wish they had dinosaur swatches in more colors and like the pink and the purple like that instead of the bunnies, because I really wanted dinosaurs, but we're skipping around to the landscaping. I'm pretty sure I cut some of this out because parts of it took me a long time, and I did use some debug there on the front to kind of match the flowers and everything that are around the lot. But it's pretty basic, just some bushes, some of the grass that's from, I believe that's Island Living. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Island Living. And then I skipped over the back, but there's just some basic landscaping out there. Little spot for a grill, some flowers, little planter pots, nothing too fancy. But in that little gazebo is where I ended up putting this seance table. I don't know if in this video if it's going to actually show me flipping it out with that fountain, but most of the backyard is some debug landscaping just to fill up space, and all that there too is. But yeah, this is pretty much it. There's not too much left, and I'm gonna do you guys a walkthrough, so you can actually tour the house and see it. Yeah, so we got the entryway here, that big staircase heading straight up. Get the door to the bathroom. Oh, what is that? Why is that there? Whoops. I guess that's hiding under the stairs and coming out of the stairs. Okay, I'll remove that later. But yeah, here's the entryway. And over here, we've got the dining with that dapper little man there with his hat. Nothing suspicious about him. We got the kitchen over here. A little planter. I just love putting other plants in it to give it some color, because it really needs some color. And we've got living room, nothing too fancy, just some couches, some chairs. And here is the little chess table, because who doesn't need a chess table in this game? It is very, very important. Alright, we're gonna go upstairs. Cow plant, of course. Who doesn't love a good cow plant? We got a little thing here. Here's the teens room. Put the stranger plant tub plant thing in here. I feel like this teen would really enjoy that with everything else they have going on. They seem the type, because it's pretty rare I actually get a reason to use that. And then guitar, laptop, a view of the backyard and that seance table. Oh yeah, there it is. You go back out into the hall. And I cut out the upstairs bathroom. It's nothing fancy. A shower, toilet, sink, mirror, rug, nothing too crazy. And this is the master bedroom, parents' bedroom. There's the little bassinet for the baby, the little object baby. And then look at that view out the windows. So lovely. I love the environment in this game. It's so pretty. Well, maybe not all the words, but most of them. I come over here. This is the little spot I cut out because the roof was clipping that octagonal piece, so I had to, oops, let's go over here. Had to put in this little wall here, the little platform step up so that you could actually get out to it, because this balcony out here is on a platform, so that you could actually get this railing poking up over the roofs a little bit so it's visible. Just a couple chairs out here if you want to sit out here. Welcome the morning, the dawn. Oh, here's that man again. He's just everywhere in this house. Couldn't tell you why. Don't know. But here's the little toddler's room. I love this bed from, is this Eco Lifestyle? I think it is. But yeah, it's definitely my favorite toddler one in the game. But a little play area, a little dollhouse, a little puppy dog you can chat with, koala chair, because koala chairs are adorable. Little cloud lamp I need to paint up there. I will definitely do that. Whoopsie doodle. Back over here, and the nursery that we just, we don't talk about this. We don't talk about that at all. But let's just jump right out the window, and we are in the backyard. This is off of the living room. And look at that view. I love the view from this lot. It's so pretty. But we got a little table, trash can, of course. Everyone needs a trash can. Grill, little seance space out here if you're so inclined. A little fire pit, some debug trees to hide everything. And a little, yeah, that view, southern Utah. If you've never been there, definitely recommend a trip to like Zion or Arches National Park, because it is gorgeous. But anyway, give you some views of the outside of the house. But yeah, it is up on the gallery. My ID on there is also zavocado. That's ZAVOCADO. And it's up there if you want to download it. I forget how many packs I used. I did try to limit it a little bit. It's definitely not base game, but it's got some StrangerVille, Realm of Magic, paranormal, definitely quite a bit of paranormal, and there's a few others for a few different pieces here and there, but it's not too pack heavy, just a bit. But if you like this video, leave a like, a comment, or subscribe, or any of those other fun YouTube things, and I'll see you in the next one.